Hi, everyone. I'm Thérèse, and this is New York Girl Again, The After, the podcast for caregivers who have survived the hardest chapter of their lives and are now gathering both the courage and the strength to write the next one. January was about strength, not the kind you used to survive, but the kind you're building now. Last week, we talked about joy as the plot twist, about the spark that reignites life after grief and stagnation. And today, we cross a threshold, because once joy flickers back on, the next question becomes unavoidable. What do I do with it? February is where we officially step into our month of self-love. But let's be honest, for a caregiver in the after, the phrase self-love can feel a little foreign. So I want to be very clear from the start. Self-love is not indulgence. It's not bubble baths, platitudes, or performative rituals. And we certainly don't need more scented candles. Self-love is a radical reclamation of your worth, your body, your voice, and your right to begin again. Today, we're talking about the love note you write to yourself, one that says, without hesitation or apology, you are worthy of everything your heart desires. So why does self-love feel so uncomfortable for caregivers? Caregivers are conditioned to equate love with sacrifice. We learn early that love means showing up no matter the cost, ignoring our own limits, postponing ourselves indefinitely. I call this the caregiver's debt. For years, you operated in deficit. You traded your nutrition for their comfort. You traded your sleep for their safety. You traded your future plans for their present needs. You became a master of the Great Postponement, putting your life on hold until later. Now, later has arrived, but the debt still feels unpaid. So when you try to do something for yourself, it doesn't feel natural. It feels undeserved. And the debt collector in your head whispers, "You haven't earned this yet. There's still so much to do." You're being selfish. Many of us tell ourselves, "I'll love myself once I'm healthier, once I lose the weight, once I'm productive again, once I finally feel worthy." But caregivers don't struggle with loving others. We struggle with allowing ourselves to be a priority. So I want to shout this from the rooftops. Self-love is not a reward for being done or being ready. It is the fuel that allows you to survive the transition out of your caregiving role. You don't earn a glass of water. You don't earn the right to move your body. These are human rights you postpone during caregiving. And today, we take them back. So let's start by clearing something up. Self-love is not motivation, confidence, discipline, or perfection. Those things may follow self-love, but they are not the starting point. Self-love is self-permission. It's the moment you stop asking, "Am I allowed to need this?" and start saying, "I need this, full stop." Self-love is choosing yourself before you feel ready, before you feel healed, before you feel strong. It's choosing yourself while you're still shaky. And that's why self-love feels confronting, because it requires presence, not performance. On the New York Girl Again February self-love calendar, which you can download for free on our website under resources in the More tab, the first week is intentionally gentle. You'll see tasks that almost look too simple, like drinking water, a 5-minute walk. And there's a reason for that. After years of chronic stress, your nervous system becomes brittle. If you jump straight into a high-intensity life, your body reads it as just another emergency. Self-love, in its truest form, is nervous system regulation. When you choose a high-protein meal, you're telling your brain, we are safe enough to rebuild. When you walk into the gym just to look around, you're telling your body, we are allowed to occupy space without a crisis to manage. You are learning how to be a person again, and that is a massive undertaking. You are not falling behind. You are building the foundation. This week's core challenge is the mirror minute. Think about how you looked at your loved one. You scanned their face for the slightest change in color, the smallest grimace of pain, the tiniest sign of a smile. You looked at them with a gaze that was 100% focused on their well-being. When was the last time you looked at yourself that way? This week, spend 60 seconds, that's just 1 minute, looking into your own eyes. Not at the gray hairs or the 50 pounds we're working on. Look at the survivor. Look at the eyes that stayed awake at 3 a.m. Look at the soul that didn't quit when things got impossible. The mirror minute isn't about vanity. It's about witnessing. You are witnessing the person who walked through fire. That person deserves your highest level of care. Self-love isn't something you feel your way into. It's something you practice right where you are. Here are a few ways that practice can begin today. Choosing rest without justification. Expressing your feelings instead of minimizing them. Staying with discomfort instead of numbing it. Self-love is not saying, I feel great about myself today. It's giving yourself permission to say, I will not abandon myself today. Even when it feels awkward. Even when it feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar. Even when it feels undeserved. So I want you to literally write this down in the margins of your calendar, on a scrap of paper, or in your notes app, if that's where you have it. I, and then insert your name, give myself permission to not have it all figured out. I give myself permission to move slowly. I give myself permission to be my own number one priority. Then I want you to sign it and date it. Because when you write something down, especially by hand, you activate multiple areas of the brain at once: language, memory, and motor pathways. This deepens emotional processing and helps your brain register intention as action. Your brain reads signed commitments differently than passing thoughts. You're no longer just imagining a kinder future. You're rehearsing it. You're practicing it. You're choosing it. So this is your covert mission for the week. A small, intentional love note to yourself. Because self-love isn't a feeling you wait for. It's a promise you keep. So as we begin this amazing month, remember this: there is no A+ in self-love. There is only the 1-degree shift. If you feel that heavy coat of guilt trying to button itself back up today, pause, take one deep breath, and remember, joy was the plot twist. You are allowed to be the protagonist of your own story again, especially in the after. If this resonated with you, I'd love for you to join our growing community. You can sign up at newyorkgirlagain.com and follow us on social media. And let's move through each day of the February self-love calendar together, rising forward 1 degree at a time. I'm Thérèse, and this is New York Girl Again, the After. I'll see you next week. And until then, send that love note to yourself. No postage required.